Hey guys, the last couple of days we've been talking a lot about our characters. We've talked about their character traits and characteristics, talked about some of the problems that they've encountered and how they handle these problems. So today we're going to pick up right where we left off. We're going to still be focusing on our characters. So today what we're going to do is we're going to focus on when you're reading a bunch of books across a series, sometimes you'll notice things about the characters that are the same in each book. So the last couple of sessions, we've been focusing on the book Tomorrow, or the story Tomorrow, in the Frog and Toad series. We talked about some of the things that Toad encountered. His room was a disaster. He just really wanted to leave it until tomorrow. And we learned some things about Frog too. Frog seemed very responsible and wanted to get things done. So today what we're going to do is we're going to read a short little clip from the Frog and Toad series, but it's called Kites. And I want you to focus on Frog and Toad, and I want you to think about some of the similarities, same things that the characters have in both stories, okay? All right, so think of some of the ways that Frog is the same and think of some of the ways that Toad seems the same in this story, okay? So I'm just going to read a couple of pages and then we're going to stop talk and then I'll read a few more. It says, Frog and Toad went out to fly a kite. They went to a large meadow where the wind was strong. Our kite will fly up and up, said Frog. It will fly all the way to the top of the sky. Toad, said Frog, I will hold the ball of string. You hold the kite and run. Toad ran across the meadow. He ran as fast as his short legs could carry him. The kite went up in the air. It fell to the ground with a bump. Toad heard laughter. 3 robins were sitting in a bush. That kite will not fly, said the robins. You might as well give up. Toad ran back to Frog. Frog, said Toad, this kite is not going to fly. I give up. Okay, so just reading a couple of pages, I already noticed some similarities in Toad, especially Toad's personality, okay? In the story Tomorrow, he was putting things off. He didn't really want to do anything. And in this story, he is already ready to give up. On the first try, the kite doesn't fly. He wants to throw his hands up in the air and say, I'm done, I give up. So, but Frog, he's like, no. Let's keep trying, okay? So I'm gonna read a little bit more and then we're gonna stop and talk again. We must make a second try, said Frog. Wave the kite over your head. Perhaps that will make it fly. Toad ran back across the meadow. He waved the kite over his head. The kite went up in the air and then fell down with a thud. What a joke, said the robins. That kite will never get off the ground. Toad ran back to Frog. This kite is a joke, he said. It will never get off the ground. We have to make a third try, said Frog. Wave the kite over your head and jump up and down. Perhaps that will make it fly. Toad ran across the meadow again. He waved the kite over his head. He jumped up and down. The kite went up in the air and crashed down in the grass. This kite is junk, said the robins. Throw it away and go home. Okay, so now that we've read a little bit further into this story, Frog is really trying to encourage Toad. Hey, no, let's try it again. Let's try this, let's try that. And Toad is like, no, this isn't gonna work. The robins are over there telling him some negative things. And so Toad is believing them and he is getting those negative feelings inside too. And he just doesn't believe that he's ever going to get this kite to fly. So we see some major similarities in Toad in both of the books and in Frog in both of the books, okay? So what I want you to do, and one of the main things I wanted to point out is when we talked about problems on Wednesday, there's another problem. They can't get the kite to fly, okay? And Frog is trying to get the problem fixed, okay? And so he's kind of taken on that same role as we saw in the story Tomorrow, okay? So I have added on an anchor chart down, or behind me, I should say, Notice the things that are the same across a series. So if you're reading some of those great series like Genevieve Jones or Dork Diaries or Magic Treehouse or A to Z Mysteries, there's so many great ones out there. I just want you to be noticing if some of the characters do have some of the same characteristics and are kind of acting the same, okay? All right, for your response today, you are going to be stop and jotting using just a traditional think track. I put some of the sentence starters on the lesson plans. There's a link if you need a refresher. And just make sure you're writing a response, and then you're going to post that to Seesaw. Feel free just to take a picture so that we can see your writing. And that's it. Remember, 15 minutes, 20 minutes max, and then you guys can go and move on to the next thing. All right, guys, see you later.